All right, I got a request. This is a regular guy. He's, I guess we would consider it in the olden days. This would have been a patron. He's been supplying. I got some regulars out. You guys are kind of patrons in the traditional sense, not the soon to be defunct fundraising site. Subscribestar.com/Aaron Cleary. Anyway, so he's been sending me some not so light ones. I finally had the time to kind of digest this one because it's going to take a little bit more thought than, yeah, kid, don't major in philosophy, major in engineering. All right, that's $35, please. Thank you. Hi, Aaron. The circulation of poison. Consider the following tweet published on August 31st, 2020 by Publicola. Source, he puts an archive here. So it is source, but then he was kind enough to copy and paste the 40 tweets. Like when people should really write a blog post or an article, you only get 144 characters in Twitter, so they make 18 tweets in a row. Write a post, tweet about it, link to it. There you go. So this is from a guy. He says, I am white. My wife is black. When we met, we saw each other's race, but we didn't think that was the most interesting thing about us. Good, as it should be. We foolishly thought our children would be part of a post-racial future in which all Americans could just be human beings to one another. Did you vote Democrat? I mean, this simple. We don't complicate. Did you vote for the party that has been constantly trying to divide the country along not just racial lines, but sexual lines and any other kind of group of people lines to pit one another against? And then, it's those group of people's fault, and it's that group of people's fault. You guys come vote for it. We'll take care of those other people. We'll make them pay. Who did you vote for? Then came Trump. Okay, never mind. I know you voted. Yes, it was Trump. Trump is the reason, not 30, 40 years of indoctrination. Okay. Then came Trump. I decided I should try to learn more about my fellow citizens who I now realize were completely opaque to me. In contrast, my wife decided that she was at war with an immutably white supremacist America. Well, that's just simply not true. It's just not true. You may not like Trump, but you do not live in a white supremacist America. My wife began to read authors like Nicole Hannah-Jones and Michael Harriot. She had a racial awakening, concluding that she had been inauthentically black all of her life. Now we're talking about the mental illness. Here's what race is. It's different melanin levels, different genetics too. Okay, different That's it. Oh, the East Indian dudes, they're a little bit tanner. All right. They look a little more Persian. The further north you get, a little bit more south. You go to Sri Lanka, tanner. That's due to the sun. Our Latino brothers and sisters, they hail from the equator. Ecuador. Hello? Tanner skin. Come up. Oh my gosh, me and Atham can still chit chat. That's all. And I wrote it. I don't know how many times I got to point this out. Wrote about this in the book, How Not to Become a Millennial. Your traits have no value. Your race isn't a thing. You were born, two people had sex, and that completely out of your control, without your knowledge. You weren't even there. They determined how you'd come out. That's it. Whoever banged, that's who determined what you look like. Your genetically inherited traits. You didn't earn them. You didn't work hard to become, a Latino. You didn't work hard to be Asian. You didn't work hard to be female. You didn't work hard to be male. You came off the assembly line like that. That's what you were. And the biggest push right now, I'd say on the left, but I think this is inherent with human laziness, is people are now, especially in the United States and first world countries, are trying to find any way they can to be a victim. And what they do is they go rushing to traits. So much so that I've pointed this out before again, that your traditional white males, because they don't have a minority status in any way, oh my gosh, I have a case of the disabilities. I have fill in your blank, social anxiety disorder, dyslexia, give me a government check, lower my standards. I have disability. I am not binary. I believe it. Some people aren't. I believe that social anxiety probably exists. But oh my goodness, I think I might be a quadriplegic Bulbasaur sexual today. Give me attention and advantages for me being I am so oppressed. And I feel bad for this guy. So she started reading books and concludes she's been inauthentically black all her. What insanity is that? That is not a thing. She's black. Hi. How are you? Hope you do well. What? And all of you just masturbating to these traits you were born with, thinking you have value because of the way you were born is a joke. It's not a joke. It's a lie. It's a lie. What gives you value is what you do for other people, either directly for financial compensation, like you're a surgeon or a doctor, or even the McDonald's burger flipper. Oh, that has value, of course. You're not patching up a heart, but you're doing something for society. Or for love. I love this, my friend. Doesn't have to be romantic love. I love this guy's wife. But you don't love her because she's black. I'm not friends with my buddy Richard, and we're not friends with Juan and Etham because they're black or Hispanic. I'm friends with them because they're douchebags. I hope they listen. It's just, how sad is your lives? How petty of a person are you that you're like worshiping traits you were born with? Like, don't you have like bigger goals or better things in mind? Don't you want to be something more than just how you were born? And this navel gazing, I guess the epitomal example of this would be women's studies. How bored are you in life? You're going to study what it's like to be a woman. And how long have they been beating that dead horse? There's not even a carcass left to beat. It's just been pummeled into its atomic elements by this time. Oh, let's get some intersectionality in here. It's just like, can you just be a woman? What else is there to, you've been around for a while. We're familiar. The other half is familiar. And it will lead to mental illness. It will. You're gonna, oh my God, to think, I'm going to study whiteness. I'm going to study dick. Are you kidding me? I have more important things to do than theorize or philosophize, let alone get an 8-year degree and write an 800-page book about my dick. What does it mean to be the brown-eyed man? Oh, wow, let's just waste our lives today, boys and girls. My wife came to think that her mind, trained in exclusive private schools and 2 Ivy League institutions with a BA and a PhD, had been colonized. Okay, again, Ivy League schools are worthless now. A BA, those are worthless, and a PhD, no doubt, in the arts or the social sciences, also worth. It's mentally ill. You're not studying anything that's real. Have you not heard of the credibility crisis in the social sciences? How they can't repeat these studies. Studies show those rat bastards over there owe me more money. That's what every one of their studies show. She's come to think she owes her success to being the right kind of black woman. And you think I'm crazy. You think I'm making this up. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, how many people have you heard start a sentence like this? As a blank female, as a Hispanic female, as a black female, as a Hispanic male, as an Asian bisexual, this sad, pathetic, and I don't mean they are sad. It's a tragedy. You got a brain, people. You got a brain. And you're going to have every thought go through the filter first of how you were born and who you want to sleep with. Like, that's almost the opposite of what feminism was going for. We should appreciate for your brain, I guess also for Ray's content of character, not color of skin. Like, what do you think? What do you got going on? Oh, hey, that's a good idea. Let's do that. That's really cool. Or I like you as a buddy or a romantic person. But these people themselves, these mentally ill people, they have to view everything through traits that they neither earned nor deserved. They're just traits. Like, what about you, your core, your soul? You, what do you think? What do you want to do? And everything is not only viewed through a lens, but ultimately determined in their mind because of how they were born, which is the most anti-American thing ever. Coming from the left. Oh, the pot smoking fun. Remember when the left was fun? They were about pot and having premarital sex. Now they make the 700 Club look like wonderful liberators to a Nazi concentration camp. She is the right kind of black woman and inauthentic and white acting black woman who is non-threatening to white spaces. Lady, don't worry. You're threatening to the people who know BS when they see it. They'll sense it. They'll sense it. I mean, right now, the word's getting out. People with BAs and PhDs in the social sciences and the liberal arts are not worth anything. They're risks now to hire. And if you are this far up your own ass about traits you were born with instead of what you've done or what you think or who you are, people who are mentally ill, they have tells. People figure it out. 2 million years of human evolution. Whoa, Caveman Grog is acting a little weird. We best not take him on the mammoth hunt. He'll probably get us trampled to death. Yeah, we better take out Caveman Grog. He's something loopy. He drank the wrong wine or something like that. Most disturbing, she's reinterpreted her 5 decades of life in which she only ever had one very mild story of a microaggression. Microaggressions are not things. Those are not things. As a history of brutal, grinding racial oppression. Oh, man. Deep beneath her inauthentic white coloration is an oppressed black woman struggling for freedom. Is that how she got a PhD in a completely worthless subject and still yet is able to feed herself? You're not oppressed if you can major in complete bogus BS and somehow not starve. This is what Rachel Grievance entrepreneurs like Nicole Hannah Jones have done to my wife's mind. Well, you're still married. The divorce. I had a buddy, white, but it doesn't matter. Not my buddy. My buddy is white too. His buddy also white. Doesn't matter. My buddy's buddy. He's married to this gal for, I think, 50 years or 30 years. He's 50. And his wife read the Protected White Person or something. The Fragile White Guy or some book. And the wife read it and he ran like, this is BS. And she's now all taking it and she's completely changed. And it's like, yeah, that's not the person that's a mental and you got a virus now. It's tragic and sad. You got to let her go. You know, like Will Smith in Omega Man. Charlton Heston was that Omega Man? I think it was Omega Man. And the dog gets bit by the dog. And he's got his dog as his only buddy. He's crying because he knows he has to kill his dog because the dog's going to turn into a zombie dog and he has to put the dog down. Sorry, dude, you got to leave your wife. That's not your wife anymore. I'm sorry, man. You got to let it go. Let's go. Different movie, kind of the same thing. World War Z. There was, what's his name? Mr. Hare. Mr. Guy is almost good looking as me. My generation too. Why can't I remember his name? Brad Pitt, that guy. He's like on the edge looking at his watch, making sure he doesn't turn in because he'd kill himself otherwise. Sorry, buddy. Got infected. Mind virus. What she's doing in turn to the minds of our small children makes my blood run cold. Sorry. Bad things happen. Life's not perfect. My wife is teaching our children that America hates them and wants to kill them because they're black. Aren't they half white? Why is it always, we round up to black? Oh, because of the affirmative action? And if it's so bad, why don't they just say, whoa, dude, we're white? I mean, simple solution. I know I'm fighting mental illness. My wife is rather than take the birth of our children, ambiguous, innocent, raceless little creature. Right, raceless. There you go. You got the right view. Raceless little creatures as an opportunity to rethink the oppressive American race ideology and not hand it down to a generation. My wife got woke under Trump and doubled down on anti-racist race essentials. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what that means. Here are 3 hair-raising stories. First story, she regularly explains to our kids that the police want to kill black people. Blacks are people police like to kill, and always have been. It's not true. They will keep using the pretext that they get scared when unarmed black people reach into cars like Jacob Blake or steal police tasers like Rayshard Brooks, as long as using that pretext allows them to kill black people with impunity. They will keep using the pretext that they got scared when unarmed black people reach into cars. Okay, I see. Okay, so these guys reach in or grab a taser, and okay. And then the cops had to shoot them or somehow take care of them. That's what she told our children, who by plantation logic are among the black population that the police go out hoping to kill every day. Yeah, man, you got to divorce her. You got to leave. You got to leave. Now I'm sorry, you're male, and I'm sorry, she's black female. And I'm sorry, the divorce courts just aren't in your favor. And the courts are also going to be part of this mental illness floating across the United States. The jury is going to be probably tainted with this mental illness. The judge might be tainted with this mental illness. They're not going to care about your kids. They're going to care about politics and the political narrative. Whatever the heck. The essentialism or whatever the thing meant. Second story, she told our kids that Kyle Rittenhouse, like so many whites, hates black people, wants to kill black people. So does she show them like polling data on this, or is that too much to ask? So he went to a BLM protest and opened fire. He killed he didn't kill. He shot 3 white people. He didn't. Did that come up? I'm not joking when I say mental illness. I'm not. And we're not, race is only one of this aspect. It's traits. We could talk about gender. We could talk about non-binary. We could talk about mental illness, like faking it. And we could just talk about regular old fanaticism about socialism, communism, whatever else. That's basically all it is. It's mentally ill. The kid, if I remember correctly, he shot 3 white guys. When I asked in a neutral way why she thought Rittenhouse had shot those people, she became upset and stormed out of the house not to return for 3 hours. So she knows what she's doing. I know this guy did not send me the question. I'm merely responding to what the client paid me to respond to. That's when you leave. See, because I have a theory that deep down inside, everyone knows what they're doing. She knows, because I've been in debates with leftists before. You don't even get a counterpoint. They just call you a name. It's like, all right, are you going to respond to the point? Show me all the data? Counter logic even? No. Just name and run away. Well, I guess you're going to go kill all the Jews because you're a Nazi. Because I said to lower taxes. They know what they're doing. The obvious answer is that Rittenhouse is a white supremacist. I don't even think she knows that he only shot white people. Any probing beyond this self-evident axiom is too triggered to indulge. I have no defense of Rittenhouse, a confused, stupid kid whose foolishness and apparent criminal behavior led to his needless killing of 2. Oh, did he kill 2 and only injure 1? I'm trying, if I remember, because I don't watch the news. He's 17. He can't legally have that gun. Also, what are you doing bringing a gun? Unless you live in that neighborhood, what are you doing going to a protest with a gun? Third story, we drove by a poster that said Ahmoud with a picture of Abery, daughter. His daughter says, who's that? Wife. That's a black man who was killed. My 7-year-old daughter, now trained to think white people hate and want to kill black people like her, went straight to the inference. Oh, so they killed him because they hate black people. My daughter, Ahmoud. My daughter needed no further information to further that a black man who had been killed was killed because they hate black people. Yeah, and now you're not even going to have these kids being brought up. I mean, you're going to have like Gen Z and millennials. They're not even thinking. They're just. There's no brain. There's no frontal lobe there. We are talking true NPCs. This is bad enough, but what's worse is that my wife is training her to see herself as one of these universally hated black people whom everyone wants to kill. Well, because she's acting like an ass. Who wants to hang out with this person? Forget race. Like sometimes you're just an asshole. Did that occur to you? Maybe you're a dick. A lot of people will do that. I mean, how many hot chicks are bipolar? Right? And they do that because they know they can get away because they're hot. But oh my gosh, it's my bipolar. I have a disease. Oh, it's like, no, you're a hot chick that's used to everybody allowing you what to do. And then if I stand up to you, you go all crazy and slash my tires. Now I really don't like you. It's not because I'm against mentally ill people or women or let alone good looking women. It's because you're a bitch. You slash my tires. F off and stop hiding like a coward behind a trait that you don't have. Let the implications of that for my girl's soul, for the ease of which you will encounter her world, sink in. My wife wants her to inherit the wound. Your wife loves herself above everything else right now, and you have got to leave. Loves herself more than her children, more than you. She loves her ideology. My wife wants her to inherit the wound when she should inherit nothing but joy, love, and a sense of her own endless potential, a world that will reward her for her beauty and brilliance. This guy's pretty smart. He knows the daughters, they got to have beauty and brilliance, not punish her for hatred of her blackness. Why does my wife want our kids to inherit the wound? I suspect it's because due to her parents' successes, who fought the civil rights battles in the 60s and became a surgeon and a teacher. That took work for the surgeon anyway. She never inherited the wound herself and has come to feel inauthentically black. Well, isn't that what we're trying to go for then, I guess? Where black people don't suffer? They have the same standards of living of white. Their parents were good Dr. Heathcliff Huxtable, surgeon and teacher, stable family, happy upbringing, good opportunities, go to school. Isn't that what you're aiming for? See, it's so sad. She wants the victimhood. The victimhood over happiness and success and love. That is so sad. After all, Nicole Hannah-Jones and Ta-Nehisi Coates are always telling her how traumatized she should be just because she's black in America. I bet you they make more money than me. You wonder why I'm going to Operation Evil, buddy. So she has come to believe that only when she viscerally feels the wound that all black people are supposed to feel will she herself be authentic. That is a sad statement or opinion of the black community, that you must suffer and be wounded and be attacked viscerally and be treated poorly to be black. That is just sad. Newly desiring to feel the wound, but not able to authentically experience it due to a life of untroubled privilege. She is living vicariously through her kids, trying to inflict the wound upon them. Maybe she can't be authentically wounded black person. Maybe if she can't be an authentically wounded black person, they can, speaking to his children. So now my client's questions. Can a black person identify as authentically black only if they feel oppressed? No, that is a victim whore and a lazy person going with victim politics to get free money and give me that. That's what that is. And again, we've talked, this has nothing to do with it. It's anybody who's going to go for any trait they got to say and claim they're oppressed. I'm a woman, I'm disabled, I'm this, I'm that. I have a case of the bipolars. Beauregard, fetch me my fainting couch. Again, the white guy, God, 25 years ago, went to college with them. I have dyslexia. The government gives me $1,000 a month. I'm like, what? What? Get the F out of here. No. Those are going to hurt all the people who want to imagine, I identify. No. You are black if your parents were black, or mixed race. Most, if you didn't know this, Marcus Brown, that little, got more Irish blood in me than him, and he can go celebrate St. Patrick's Day. And then when I did the DNA test, 3%. Don't know why they all said I was 75% Irish. I'm like, we're not Irish, Dad. We're not Irish. we're this much Irish. We're Scandinavian and Spaniards. That's what we are. I'm like, well, go run a test. But anyway, a little bit of white, little cream got in the coffee there of the vast majority of American blacks. Thomas Jefferson. Anyway. No, if you're born when you're born. You're born when you're born. And now we have more interracial marriages and people are marrying who they want. And not like, oh gosh, I can't marry a non-Latino. Different kids are being born. But you are what you were born. That's what and you, if you're born black, you're black. There you go. There's not inauthentic. There's not authentic. There's not a stamp of certification. You don't You don't have to be a whiny little Democrat whiner. Oh, I'm black. Wow. Oh, I need the hand. Oh, I'm a no. You should celebrate this gal that, well, maybe not now, but you should say, oh, wow, hey, they made it. The Jeffersons moving on up to the east side. You're black. I'm white. You're Hispanic. You're mixed race. That's what it is. There's no, are you? Then you are authentically that. I'm trying to get past the stupidity of what your skin color is and to be obsessed with it, let alone get mentally ill over it, let alone destroy a family over it, and say, who are you? Are you a surgeon? Are you a doctor? Are you a race car driver? Are you a pilot? Are you a soldier? That's who you are. Oh, and I happen to be black. But man, those Democrats and those leftists, man, they want you to all feel bad because of the way you were born. And they want you to be helpless, and they want you to hate, and they want you to be jealous, and they want you to be envious. And they don't care if you ruin your life. Go look up, what was his name? The Seattle councilman. He's a case study. 74, city council guy, Seattle. They're trying to spray shit off the streets in Seattle. And he said, we need to stop spraying the shit off the streets with those hoses because it's going to hearken and give PTSD to black older people who remember the race riots and got hit with the fire hose. It's like, wow, okay, man, just end it now. That's how you spent your 74 years in life? You were that obsessed over Whitey? You're living like, he's doing rather well, actually. Like, that's how you spent your life? He gets up to the pearly gates. What'd you do? I hated on Whitey and blamed everything on him. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, that's how you spent your life? What did you do? I went to the prestigious little Ivy League college. I got there on a female all scholarship, and then I hated men. I died as spinster fighting for feminism. Are you kidding me? You didn't fall in love? You didn't like make yourself pretty, wear a nice dress, and go out on night on the town? Have a guy pick you up in a convertible and go maybe have some kids and have you hated on men the entire time. And you weren't born in Susan B. Anthony era. You were born like 1993. Like everything was okay. Oh, you listen to Sheryl Sandberg. Oh, she's downstairs. I have a feeling you'll be seeing her soon. Yes. No. You are authentically black if you were born black. That's just what the world of adulthood is. It's the real world. If they do not believe they are oppressed, then are they delusional? If they do, no, they're not delusional. They have their opinion. Like, you could actually be an oppressed black man or black woman. Like, you could have actually suffered. Oh yeah, a boss says something racist. Yeah, oh yeah. I'd say if your mom, if you have half siblings, you're oppressed, but that's not the white guy's fault. Have it up with your mother. But if it's such a stupid question. If they do not believe they are oppressed, then they are delusional. No. If you're oppressed, you're oppressed. If you're not oppressed, you're not oppressed. I had a good life. Yeah, no, mom and dad were together, and dad took me aside. He says, listen, you dumb man. And he spanked me and put me on the right. And I joined the military, and I'm majoring in engineering. I'm not oppressed, and I'm black. But this is how successful the left has been. They have gotten it so that if you are X trait, then you have to be oppressed, and that's your life. Oppression. Wow. You guys may not like the left taking over the country, but man, these people are miserable. They are just miserable. Can a racially mixed marriage endure if a black spouse views life as oppressive and the white spouse is an unwitting accomplice in the oppression? No. But this is a example question of a larger question. Can two people who have different, not even religious beliefs, but life outlooks, religion, that's after that's the post-game show. Okay. The game was played. That's the post-game show. So you can live together. It's life philosophy. It's ethics. It's principles. It's morality. What in the here and now? No. If one spouse, for whatever trait, believes they're oppressed because of that trait, and the other spouse is an unwitting accomplice in the no. Why would you live with? How can you fall in love with someone that delusional? That's a mentally ill person. Why would you? And now, as evidence with the sad story, the kids are being abused essentially. Turned into racists themselves, unwittingly, unknowingly. It's tragic. Is it child abuse if a black spouse indoctrinates the children to identify the white spouse and white relatives, friends, and family? It's child abuse if you lie to your kids, period, on anything. Follow your heart and the money will follow. Any degree is a good degree. You have privilege. You are you are entitled. And to say, yeah, that group of people are your oppressors. I remember I dated this gal. Her mom was a rabid feminist. And men are the enemy. Again, take your pick. Christians are the end. Those guys are your enemy. They are your oppressors. Yeah, that is child abuse, especially if it mixed, because the kids are half that. Well, you know, like, what if the kid's a son? Mom, I'm a boy. What am I that? Yeah, you are. And you. How many times has that happened? Where mom chooses team feminism over her own son? Will the black female children adopting the same beliefs as the black spouse grow up to reject white men as potential spouses, regardless of the success of the mixed marriage in which they were? Well, that's not a successful mixed marriage. I guarantee you they're gonna look at it. They're not gonna realize that the mom went off to the funny farm and that this is likely going to end in divorce. And the mom might probably get possession, and then the kids are going to be brainwashed. It really depends. And they're mixed race. It really depends on how thorough the indoctrination is. Are they independent-minded young ladies when they grow up? I'll tell you this, with this level of fanaticism in any ideology, it could be racial politics, it could be general politics, you know, like the kids that grow up with vegan parents, or in my case, those very religious family, the kids will rebel. Because I guarantee what's going to happen, these young black girls are going to grow up and one of their BFFs is going to be a white girl, or they're going to have a crush on a white boy, or there'll be a boy who's only a quarter, you know, he's 3/4 white, kind of, you know, because there's a lot of mixed kids being born nowadays. They're what they're going to see in the real world, and what if they get a crush on the little white boy over there? And if the mom keeps hammering this down, and it doesn't translate into the real world, there's a good chance these kids will revolt. And we know, I know one gal whose mom was a communist, outright communist. And she left and became the most traditional conservative housewife you could have ever imagined. Chris Beckloff, same thing. Mom left his family, and screw feminism. I don't care what mom, screw her. Will they reject? I'm afraid they're going to, at least for the beginning of their life. And let's also couch this in the amazing job that the K through college education does in brainwashing all women, young women today, to kind of reject men or have delusional expectations or view them as adversaries and confrontational. You throw in that, it's cross-sectionality or intersectionality, where the more traits you have that are deemed disadvantaged, the more you're championed on the hierarchy. I'm afraid these young black ladies are going to be thoroughly indoctrinated and prevented from having an independent thought. God, independent emotion. And the only hope you can have is they are so pressured by their mother, they rebel against their mother. Oh, yeah, I'll show you. Remember how white girls used to rebel against their parents and date a black guy? Yeah, now it's the opposite. I'll show you. I'm going to date a white guy who's an engineer, makes a lot of money. We're going to get married before we have children. I have no daughter. And his name is Stan. It's the most boring white name ever. Stan. Yeah, you heard me, Mom. His name is Stan, and I love Stan. Oh, it's going to be a fun 20 years before I'm dead. If you believe someone is infected by racial grievance entrepreneurs, how do you help them reclaim sanity? At that age, a woman who's 50, there's only There's no guarantees. There's pain. There's only pain. Only pain works. People are addicted to drugs. People are addicted to religion. People are addicted to politics. People are addicted to whatever mental illness, mind virus there is. And I've found that people do not do anything. We're here to help. I've seen plenty of people try and go through rehab, and this touchy-feely leftist female, not centric, but cake and bribery. Instead of the father coming, I want to beat your ass if I find heroin or pot or beer or anything in your house. That you can't help people unless they want to help themselves. And being touchy-feely and nice just enables them further and more. Because you pay for their food, clothing, he's just having a hard time. You need to leave them, and that's no guarantee, because they already love their whatever addiction, if you want to call it that, more than they love you. Obviously, she loved. I mean, what's most important in this example? What's most important in this young or not so young lady's life? Her husband? No. Her children? No. Even herself? No. It's the politics. It's this newfound religion. You leave. You take away anything that's good in their life. You take away their support, at least yours, and you save yourself. You save your sanity. You save your kids. And the only other way that I've known it to work is violence, which you can't do because that's assault. But I remember when I was younger, if one of my siblings would get out of line, well, I'm not going to, remember, okay, parents, they do timeouts. You know how these kids are coming up with time. Oh yeah, they're being brought up just great with timeouts. If I beat the crap out of them, guess what? They got in line. Violence is what does it. You can have a stern talking to, you can leave, but I think this gal bought the fight. And remember, every once in a while there'd be an article. Wife has got the husband and kids, goes to some school at night, takes a feminist studies class, runs away to the circus or the band and abandons that. Not that common, but there's anecdotal stories and evidence of that. You let them go. Her son died in Iraq, and then she used her son's death not because she loved the son, but because she wanted the attention and the crusaderism, the social justice warriorism. And she just attacked George Bush all the time, and the media gave her attention fix. She loved herself more than her own damn dead son because she got the attention. The husband had to divorce her because she was insane. You don't do it. They're insane. Bye. They bought the funny farm. Let's get out of here. So can you inculcate others as a defense against racial grievance entrepreneurs? Not really. That kind of the story my white friend about his other white friend had about his wife reading about, oh my gosh, we're so oppressive. They're like, wow, a woman of 30 years just changed on me like that. You can't. People are independent-minded people. Don't get married. Don't commit anything to anyone. God, I thought it was a pretty cool saying, and I saw how it applied when I was younger in college, but that ministry quote, where you come from, it's gone. Where you thought you were going to weren't never there. And where you are ain't no good unless you can get away from it. It's so relevant today. Not today. Certainly not. Because people are weak. People are spoiled. They're soft. Most people don't go through trials and tribulations, and they're not going through trials and tribulations and suffering. They don't know what's important in life. We are such a weak, pathetic society that people think traits they were born with is what's most important about them. And people who don't have those traits then go say, well, I'm going to go help those people that have those traits and say it's my people's fault without those traits. It's like, just shut up and go become a dentist. Go serve some coffee. Go become an accountant. Go become a wife just shut up. Just shut up, you weak, pathetic, valueless person. Jumping onto this political bandwagon now. So I have very, very, very low expectations of humans. Can you inculcate? Yeah, you sit down with these people. You treat everyone like an effing child. You're going to marry someone. You wouldn't. Why would you? It's like, I'm leaving you. We're never getting married. You act. If I find out any of this leftist crap goes on, you go and you say, people like me are now the oppressors or bad. Or you go off the funny farm and you subscribe to some other religion and you value it more than your love for me. Get out of here. We're done. All these cucky fathers. I know. I thought it was like, no, it's true. This one guy I know paid $250,000 for his daughter to get a degree in education. Then she goes and becomes a flight attendant. Oh, she don't. And she was a bitch. I met her a couple times. I'm like, yeah, you seem like a kid that got 250 grand shoved up your ass. Yeah, you do. And she has no respect for the dad. You gotta crack down. You gotta man the F up, and you gotta hold standards, and there needs to be punishment. And you gotta be willing to walk away from it. And you tell them, you act like this, you get fat, you come back with feminist lip, you come back with, I'm a bad person because of traits I was born with when I've never lifted a finger to hurt any soul of any other type of human. You get the F out of here, you shove it up your ass, and you go to your commune with the hippies in New Hampshire or Denver or wherever the heck hippies hang out nowadays. Inoculate. Oh, you missed your inoculate. I don't know. The best way, I guess, is you have a direct conversation about it like me. Again, let's test it. Aaron, how would you help minorities or any, let's not even say minorities because it doesn't apply to minorities. How would you help the downtrodden and the poor, the disadvantaged, no matter who they are? I will give you the 3 bits of advice. Don't have kids you can't afford. Don't major in stupid shit. Don't commit no crimes. Oh, no. Okay. Now, is that racist? Or would following that advice really help anybody who follows it? Is it not the same advice I give white people? Is it, I got different advice for white males. Okay, here's what it is. You get a major in finance, like at the Carson School of Management, dude, bro. And then like you borrow a shit ton of money, and then like you pay yourself a salary, and then you file for bankruptcy on the corporation. No, it's the same advice universally. And it's good advice because it would actually help. But okay, so that's my advice. But is that going to go up against what they hear in the media and television and the news and their teachers and professors and their own parents? No. We need starvation where people are like, the first thing they look at is not what skin color are you? It's like, hey, can you make alcohol? Because we need to sterilize some tools. Do you know how to make penicillin? Do you know how to farm? Great. Do you know how to fire a gun? What are your smithing abilities? Then we'll start looking at people, the content of character, not the color of the skin or the plumbing down below, which is something I added to the great Martin Luther King. He should have said the plumbing down below. That would have I would have been like, bravo, great speech. And the plumbing down below. Until we get over traits we were born with, this is going to happen. Because that's all people are conditioned now to believe. The value system is your traits. And you never earned anything. And the way you get money out of it, you're like, oh, my traits make me oppressed. And I'm incapable of, I'm horrible. Like, okay. Good luck living an exciting, happy, successful life with that one. So there you go. Okay, super chats. No super chats and all that. 441. Oh, we did have a super chat from Sam Whiskey. I saved it here. $5. Hey, Cappy, check out the trailer from an old movie called Danger Diabolic. It'll make your day. All right, maybe I'll look into that. I'll take a look at that over there. DJ Aftershock, $5. My DNA, 71% African. Do you identify? Are you authentically black, DJ? Where's Dre? We need Dre in here. Dre, are you oppressed? Are you authentically black? 18% English, 6% Irish and Scottish, 2% Germanic Europe. Wait, they went 1% Swede, 1% French, 1% Native American. Did they go down? What did you use? They just said other. Anything below 3% was other. More Irish than you, Mr. C. Yeah, I know. Thank you. Marcus was sending pictures of him in Chicago where he kissed me out Irish, and he brought his 23andMe or whatever, and girls were giving him kisses. This skinny little black kid in Chicago getting kisses that were mine. Those were my kisses. They should have come to me. DJ only gets 71% reparations. All right, that's it. Questions, answers. Okay, we're gonna put that person in timeout. I don't really audit or edit the chat room, but when I see uncalled for shit, I'll get rid of it. All right, questions, answers, assholeconsulting.com. See you guys later. Toodles.